Welcome to Interschutz 2026 here in Hanover, where Fire Middle East magazine is delighted to be presenting from the show floor. And here on the booth with FLIR and their Business Development Director, Peter Dekkers. Peter, pleasure to be here. Thanks so much.
Thank you as well.
First of all, I think there's a lot of buzz around the stand today. FLIR has launched here at Interschutz the new K85N camera. So that's the first thermal imaging camera that's certified under the new NFPA 1930-2025 standard. Is that right?
That's correct.
I'm glad I got that correct. Why is this so vital for the firefighting industry, Peter?
Yeah. So what is very important about the K85 N, so it's NFPA certified. It sets a minimum performance level of the cameras. So there are a lot of thermal cameras around, but the NFPA certification really assures the customer that the camera is meeting minimum requirements as far as heat resistance, image recognition, durability, and so on. So any customer who is using a NFPA compliant camera, and we are offering with the K85N the first camera according to the latest standard NFPA 1930, is assured to have the camera which is certified to the highest and latest standards.
Wonderful, thank you, Peter. And how does that single range architecture improve both visibility and operational performance for firefighters who, quite frankly, are in such high stress environments?
Yeah. So actually the single range is actually, I believe, and that's also the feedback we are hearing, the biggest innovation in firefighting cameras we've seen in the past 15 years. So any traditional fire camera is switching from what we call a high sensitivity to a low sensitivity mode, depending on the background heat and some other dynamics. As a result, any traditional camera will actually stop for a very short period of time, do a recalibration, and switching to another mode. Our camera does not have that delay at all. So the new K-series allows you to really scan an environment, a room, very quick. So normally firefighters had to kind of sometimes slow down in order to find that person. With the new single range, you can do a very effective and quick scan, which is really helping, really saving lives, because you're not going to miss a person.
So why is interoperability and simplified fleet management becoming so important these days?
Yeah, so nowadays you see that a firefighter is not simply dragging a hose and putting out fire. You have to be aware of the whole environment, the scene is working with communication equipment, advanced technologies. So you basically we want to avoid that you're overloading the brain space of a firefighter. So the firefighter should be concentrating on a couple of things so that he can do his work more efficiently. So that's the reason why we have a very simple design of the camera. It's not only beneficial from a training perspective, so you learn how to use the camera more efficiently, but also in the heat of the action, you don't get lost in a complicated device. So it's really designed to make sure that the firefighter can do his work as focused as possible without any disturbance.
Ultimately, just improving that efficiency of the firefighter.
Absolutely, yeah. So that he can make the right decisions, will not be distracted, will not get doesn't start focusing on how the camera operates, but he wants to focus on how he can use the information coming out of that device.
Wonderful. And talk to me about the integration with the FLIR Responder app then, Peter. How is this going to enhance the operations for firefighters and for incident commanders who are responding to emergencies?
Okay, yeah, so the Fire app is something also new, where we also did the first one. It allows you to connect the camera with your mobile device or with your tablet to the camera. So it does a lot of things. Actually, you do not necessarily do at the fire scene directly. So you want to make sure that your fire camera, before you go on a call, is having the latest firmware. It's configured the way you are trained on, and so on. So this new app solution makes sure that the camera is set up the way you want to have it with the latest firmware. So you can get the most out of it. after the fire, so after you've done the fire, with the camera you can make images or videos. You need the videos for either the police, the fire investigation, insurance company. You simply transfer the videos or that information from the camera to your mobile device and you send it on. So it works much more smoother. Also the camera with this new app, you are able to short stream the video. So basically within the range of 20 meters, you can stream the video live from the camera to the device. So that's really useful for fire departments who want to train their people on how to use the thermal imaging camera. So it's not always necessary to really go to a fire container or fire training house to do some TIC training. So you can do it in a closed door, dark environment at your fire station. One firefighter goes in, does the exercise, and the fire chief or the training instructor can see what you're doing on the tablet. So it makes life a lot easier. The camera is always the way you want to have it. You can easily send these videos and images onwards to a fire investigation person, and you can use it for training, which is saving the fire department also a lot of money.
Wonderful. I mean, it's fantastic to hear how these integrations are, shaping the future of firefighting and incident response. Obviously, we're here at Interschutz in Germany, Peter, but for our audience at home, the Fire Middle East audience, what are the sorts of opportunities that you're seeing in advanced thermal imaging in the Middle East and North Africa market right now?
Yeah, so in especially the Middle East and also North Africa, you have a lot of petrochemical industry. And fire and fuel, it's the worst combination you can get. So therefore, the K85N is a very relevant product because it's also certified. So that means that it can be used in places where you typically will not go. So that is it is. I think you don't want to sacrifice on safety. That is one thing. Other aspect is the training of the firefighters. So that's the reason why we continue to emphasize on making our cameras as simple and straightforward as possible. So that any new recruit learns the camera in such a way that he can really make decisions in the right way.
Wonderful, thanks Peter. And last but not least, FLIR here at Interschutz has teased a new first responder technology.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Talk to us more about that.
Yeah.
What can our audience expect from this innovation?
Yeah. So this is actually a super new camera we are introducing here at the show. It's called the K95. And it's already kind of in the name. It's the K95 stands for the viewing angle of the camera. So any traditional fire camera has a viewing angle between 45 and maybe 55, 57 degrees. So if you're scanning a room which is filled with smoke, you need to move the camera in order to capture the whole scene. With this wide field of view, it's so wide, so it's very, very easy to scan a room. So maybe you even don't need to pan the camera to grab a complete overview of what you're seeing. Again, referring to the Middle East, you have a lot of high-rise buildings, short distance between the door of entrance, where you enter the apartment, and the layout of the room itself, bedrooms and so on. The wide field of view makes it an efficient tool to very, very quickly scan all the rooms in an apartment building, in an hotel building. So the standard right now has always been, 45 to 55 degrees viewing angle. 95 degrees is very, very wide. So it really helps you to very quickly scan a room. And basically, that's actually something which people don't realize. With a thermal imaging camera, you think, okay, well, I can look through smoke. You can sense the temperature. But in the end, you are buying yourself time. So the better you use your equipment, the faster you can rescue the person or finding that hotspot. So the thermal imaging camera, we don't sell infrared image, but we sell, basically you're buying yourself time. You're speeding up your process, which is relevant for firefighting.
Excellent. Thank you, Peter. It really is phenomenal to see the innovation that FLIR has been rolling out here at Interschutz, both software and hardware, and teasing future innovations. So thank you very much for having me here on the stand and talking to our audience back in the Middle East about what they can see from FLIR at upcoming events. And of course, I'd encourage that audience to do their own research. You can contact Peter or even see him and the team at future events like Intersec in Dubai in January. So Peter, thanks again.
Thank you very much.